Energy interactions with our environment. Have you ever entered an empty lift or elevator and felt overwhelmed by the scent of the previous occupant of that lift? We leave our energy imprint wherever we go, and our energy field interacts with the energy of the people around us, the places we are in, the plants, the animals, and the objects in our environment. In this video, let's look at some of these interactions. Hi, this is Nirmala Shekhar, a coach and a body talk practitioner from Singapore, and we are currently exploring our energy body in a map of self-care. Our energy field extends beyond our physical body, and it interacts with the energy field of the people around us. So when we come into contact with people who are going through fear, worry, anxiety, nervous tension, or even total confusion, we tend to be affected by their energies and pick up some of that nervous tension, fear, or even confusion. On the opposite end of this spectrum, when we come into contact with people who are calm, centered, balanced, then somehow, without any effort on our part, we too tend to be calm and centered. This is the magic of the energy fields of people interacting with each other. But this energy field is not limited to a physical space. It is beyond space. Take the example when we think of a person and out of the blue that person gives us a phone call. What is happening here? Is it synchronicity? Is it intuition? Is it coincidence? I like to think that our energy field is sending a message out to the other person's energy field. And if they are subconsciously aware of this information, then they probably get a prompt asking them to give us a call. This is how synchronicity works beyond space. When we watch videos on the internet, what are we seeing? What are we hearing? When we watch a video, we see the people and we hear their voices, but we are also picking up the energy of the person when that person was recording the video. So through internet, through time, through space, the energy is communicating with another energy field. Let's take the example of organ transplants. We have heard stories of people who have got a new heart from a donor, and suddenly they have weird food cravings for items that they never liked before. Or they may experience emotions that they never had before. Some of them have shared stories of memories of incidents that happened at different times in the donor's life. How do we explain this through biology? The Institute of Heart Math talks of the heart's electromagnetic field, which stretches far beyond our physical body. And I'm very sure that this electromagnetic field, the energy field of the heart, is storing a lot of this information, which then gets passed on to the person who receives the heart. We are all interconnected energetically, whether we are aware of it or not, whether we believe in it or not. Energy interactions with plants. Many people have shared how when they keep a very small, tiny plant in their office desk, somehow the mood of that space lifts up. Plants have their own energy fields, and when we interact with the energy field of a plant, we feel uplifted. So it's not just the oxygen, it's the energy of the plant that helps us in feeling good. The bigger the plant, the greater is its energy field. And here in Singapore, we are blessed to have really huge trees. And these trees have gigantic energy fields that stretch far beyond the physical boundary of the tree. When we come into contact with these energy fields, especially of big trees and big plants, then our entire energy system gets a boost and we feel wonderful. We feel grounded. Somehow our fears go away, our heart rate slows down, and we feel the benefits in many different ways. In Japan, they have done a study and they have found that regular exposure to forests or trees, forest bathing, is particularly beneficial to the health of a person. Not just the physical health, but the mental well-being as well. Animals have their own energy fields and they are very sensitive to the energy around them. Pets often take on the energy of their owners, energies of their emotions, whether it's fear, joy, love, or hope, and sometimes even the illnesses of their owners. In South Africa, there was a animal conservationist, a wildlife conservationist, Lawrence Anthony, who was given the title the Elephant Whisperer. He rescued many wild elephants and provided a safe space for them to come out of their trauma and then to move around freely in a huge reserve that he set up for these elephants. In 2012, he died suddenly in his home, which was in that reserve. Over the next few days, two different herds of wild elephants made their way to his house. They traveled 12 hours or more across the reserve and stayed around his house for a day or two to mourn his passing and then quietly made their way back. The question is, how did these elephants know that Lawrence had passed away? They were so far away and there was no information given to them by anybody. How did they know this? Our energy field contains a whole lot of information about us. And it is possible that these elephants were so connected to him energetically that they were able to pick up this information and decided to come and mourn his passing. Every space has its own energy, and it is also affected by the energy of the people in that space. In turn, we are affected by the energy of a space. So in our home, if I have a cluttered room, I'm going to be affected by the energy of that clutter and may not be able to think clearly. Another room may feel very relaxing, very calming, and I might find myself being very relaxed in that space. If I go to a particular park and remember something sad from my past, and I break down and cry for a while, and then leave, my grief is going to linger in that space for a while. But if that space is well lit and open, the energy will dissipate after a while. But if thousands of people are coming to the same space and feeling sad, feeling pain, then their energy of sadness, of pain, is going to linger in that space and multiply and amplify. It will amplify to such an extent that it will be very difficult to clear that energy. And any person who is coming there, especially a person who is very sensitive to the energy, is going to pick up on that energy. This happens in war museums, war memorials, and other places where people go in with pain and grief. The earth again has its own energy field, and this energy shifts from place to place. Mountains have a different energy than beaches. When the sun rises or the sun sets, again the energy shifts. All of nature, all the spaces on this earth have distinct energy patterns, and we have no choice but to interact with that energy field. E is equal to mc square. We are not matter. We are not this physical body. We are energy. We are energetic beings that have taken on the attire of this body, this matter. When we realize this, then we would take extra effort to ensure that we safeguard our energy, because our energy interacts with the energy of the people, places, plants, animals, and objects in our environment. That's all I have for you in this video. This is Nirmala Shekhar signing off. Bye bye. Namaste. Do subscribe and hit the bell button for more weekly content on self-care. And if you want even more actionable content on self-care, do join me in the Facebook group for weekly lives, discussions, and more tips.